Hi, I'm Cher Johnston. Welcome to my happy place. There's my happy little kitty. Her name is Mitzi. There's Mitzi's water and my tea. And this is my happy place. There we are. Okay. In today's video, notice I'm using a hoop. I don't normally use a hoop. That's because today I'm stab stitching. And I haven't been using the hoop, but I thought it might help me to stay still. So this is a buttonhole wheel, and I'm just gonna come up. When you scoop stitch this, that can be done in one stitch, but these little tiny stitches are giving me a bit of a problem, so it's easier if I stab stitch them. So I'm going to jibber jabber just a bit while I do this. Please hit the like button, comment, share, all the things that help the algorithm. And I learned something the other day from my friend Sarah Lee. She said in a video, you have to hit the notifications bell, the little icon, and you have to switch it to all. I never did that. So that's why everyone that I'm subscribed to, they don't necessarily come up in my feed because I didn't hit the notifications bell for all those people. So I have to go online, probably do it on my laptop. That would be easiest. And turn on the notifications bell so that I don't miss anything my friends are saying. There's a new thing here at YouTube. It's the hype button for smaller YouTube channels, those under 500,000 subscribers, like me. There's a hype button. Now, it only shows up the first week or so. So if you're watching this, this is the end of October 2025. If you're watching this in 2030 or something, who knows if we'll even be around then. Anyways, if you're watching this later in December or whatever, it might not show. But if you could go to your mobile device right now, do it. And if you open your mobile device and find this video, there should be a hype button. If you could hit the hype button, that helps channels like mine to grow. So I have to remember to hold this like this, not up facing me. It has to face you. Okay, I have notes today. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is you can go to my Ko-fi shop. I have some things there, some free downloads, or you can just buy me a coffee. I would appreciate it. I'm not monetized. I have retired, and my Social Security is not enough to cover my expenses, let alone new threads and stuff. So as soon as my savings gone, I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see. But if you could buy me a coffee, that'd be much appreciated. Or tea. Actually, I drink tea, which reminds me, I'll have a sip of my tea. Okay, now I have showed this lady's book before, and I went to her website. Where did I put the book? Oh, heck. I went to her website. It's Elizabetta. It's spelled Sforza. And I got this free, it's like she calls it a lively book. Here. Lively book, developing over time. And she gave 3 new color combinations that go with this book. And I didn't have the book, so I had to go get it. And I was going to show it to you today. Now here it is. Here it is. This is a flower alphabet. It's in Italian and English. And there's her name. And her website is, I'll leave her website in the description. And I bought this book. She doesn't actually sell the books on her website. Got it from Needle in a Haystack. And I thought about reading this section to you. But I'm not going to do that. I changed my mind. So I'm just going to show you some of the, I don't have permission from her to show you this book. So I think that I can safely show you pictures. Look at this. Look at that. Just amazing. And you notice I'm not showing you the bottom. The bottom of the book has the colors or the recipes, if you will. This is dimensional embroidery. Now, she doesn't do this in this book, but we are going to do some of that on my channel. So here's, oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love this color. I have some silk fabric that's about that color. So these are look at this. Very Christmassy. This looks like there's beads there, but it's not. Anyways, this book I just got it the other day and I still can't stop looking at all the beautiful colors. And they're down here. You can't see them because I don't have permission from her to show this. I don't know if she talks about this in the book, but we'll do some of that in a later video. This is from D. Van Nerik. From her website, I have one of her books. And then in the back of the book, these are all patterns. Can't show you that, sorry. So there's that. Now, I need to do this. I need to put you back where you were. Is that where you were? It's close enough. All right. Okay, so there's that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was color combinations. I found a website. Let's see, stitchpalettes.com. Now I just found it, like, I don't know, the other day I found this website. I'm not a member there. I'm not sponsored by any of these people, by the way, just so you know. I just need to share things that I like, things that I find and I think that you'll find useful. I signed up for their newsletter to get new, I guess, stitch pellets in the mail, in my email. But you can actually, anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. um, you can go there and enter the number of a color, and it will give you like 4 or 5 different colors that go well with that color. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So there's also a thing you can sign up for her thing, and you can upload a photograph, and it will give you the numbers of the colors, the DMC colors that are in that photograph. I thought that was very cool. Which brings me to the next thing I want to talk to you about. And again, not sponsored. It's just something that I found that I talk to Nora, ChatGPT, and I say, hey, I need a blah, blah, blah. She finds it for me. It's the best thing ever. It's like Google on steroids. I just love it. So she found this website. I'll link the video. It's Lord Libidan, and I'll link the video. You can watch the video, and in the description of the video is an Etsy shop. You can download this Excel spreadsheet. Actually, you can open it in Google Docs or probably any other spreadsheet program that you have. And it's very cool. When I worked, I was a bit of an Excel nerd, and it has, all of the different sheets on it that are interactive. In other words, there's one sheet where you can put in has all of the DMC floss, and you put in one column how many you have of each color. And then, now to end this off, I'm just going to go back down there. So you populate my cat wants something. Gosh, that took that took a little longer than expected, and she's back and still meowing at me. This is a Colonial knot. And by the way, let's see. This was number 223. This is number 3721. My cat. My gosh. I bought a self-grooming brush for her. She never really liked to be brushed, but I need to brush her because I'm allergic. And I put it on the thing, and she didn't know what to do with it. And so I just put her in my lap and I brushed her with this self-grooming brush. It's just plastic. I got it at Target. Anyway, Now she cries for me to brush her. That's what that cry was. She wanted me to brush her. And then it's usually doesn't take long and she wants down. She gets, overstimulated. And it used to be, it only took about 2 minutes brushing her. Petting her. And she would, you know how they do. They either bite you or she used to just get down and walk away. Now she turns around and sort of bites me. Not not hard, not like a real bite. Oh, what have I done? Okay, we're good. I drink my tea. Anyway, this was one of those times when she was done, she turned to bite me. And so, I just back off but she didn't want to get down. She wanted me to just sit there with her. So I sat there with her for a little bit. She's spoiled. Since I retired, I don't, I don't work. I don't leave my house anymore to go to work. And I'm here all the time. I live alone. We live alone, she and I. And she's rather spoiled. She's like a spoiled little child. My daughter was not that spoiled. But with kids, you can talk to them and tell them, no, we're not doing that right now. Oh, sorry, maybe I should just adjust the camera. Anyway, I was talking about the spreadsheet that I got, which brings me to another hobby that I have. I organizing craft stuff can be a bit of a hobby. I'm going to wait for just a minute because my neighbors are out there and I don't know if you can hear them or not. They're distracting me a bit. So this thread is number 950. And I'm going to do Lazy Daisy stitch. And again, I'm going to stab stitch it. Hers in the book looks so much nicer than mine. See, that's what this is. And hers are, I don't know, they just look nicer. Okay, I got quiet, I think, because my neighbors are out there. Well, that wasn't a stab stitch. That just went right through. Maybe this will work. All right. I'm going to leave a little space between them because, I don't know, just because. I want to make sure they all go straight out from the center. They don't, go wonky. Maybe they should go back in the same hole that they came out. That might be helpful. All right. Let's try this. Oh wait, I could do. There we go. Um, my hobby. So lately, I have been um, organizing my DMC floss. I decided I don't like it on the cards, and I need to find a way to store it that is just still in the skein, you know, still like this, intact, like that. I found this storage system when I was at Hobby Lobby, and it's just this. It's $1.49. It's a poly bag system, and it's just like Ziploc bags with holes in there, but they're not big enough to hold. I have to fold the skeins over. I don't like that, so I got some. I had run out of Ziploc bags. Got some Ziploc bags. I don't know if I can put. I don't think I can put holes in them, but I thought, I can probably do a, what's it called, an eyelet? Probably do an eyelet in the sides or something. I can figure out something. I'm pretty smart sometimes. Okay, let's see. Is that all I wanted to talk about? Oh, I got interrupted. I was talking about the spreadsheet that I got, which is brilliant. So to set it all up is going to take some time because I have to go through all of my skeins and enter, how many skeins I have of each color. And I don't know, some of them might be half a skein. I have to figure out a way to like estimate or something. I don't know. But it has to be a whole, I think it has to be a whole number. Maybe a 0.5 would work. Anyway, I'm very excited to play around with this Excel spreadsheet because frankly, I haven't used Excel for a while because I don't work anymore and I sort of like it. Oh, I was telling you, it has different tabs. So when you populate the tab that says um, color by number, then you can go to a different tab and it tells you um, how many you have. Oh, then there's a different tab that has by color. Like on the DMC website, they have all the colors listed out by color. But because of their numbering system, it doesn't make any sense. I can't make any sense of it. If you store, this is what I ran into before, you can't really store them by number because then you don't know how many pinks you have. And you don't know how do you find number 3721, right? Is it pink? Is it red? Is it like, and what box did I put it in? I don't know. So I used to spend a lot of time searching for, do I have that color? Do I need that color? And I found I had lists of colors that I wanted. And I ended up buying colors that I already had. And this way, I'm going to do a little on the DMC website. They're listed out in columns. So I can do a column 1 bag and a column 2 bag and so on. Okay, what I wanted to, oh, here she comes again. Don't really know what she wants. All right. I'm feeling like this video is rather disjointed. And what I wanted to show you is, oh, I need to show you one more stitch. I get lovely comments. This is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. I have the best subscribers, I'm telling you. I get lovely comments. I love to hear what you want to see. Someone commented that they want to learn dimensional embroidery, and I want to do that. I think I'm going to do stick people, but we're going to do them with some dimensional embroidery. Then I have I emailed this lady, Elizabetta, and I haven't heard back. I emailed her publisher as well, and I just haven't heard back. So I don't know how much of the book I can show to you. I did. There goes my kitty. I made a comment on Sherry Iris's one of her videos, and just asked her. I told her I bought a kit and I wanted to show it and do some stitching on my channel, and she said, she thanked me first of all for asking. Oh, that's just lovely. These, when you can get a hold of them, most people are lovely, right? So I have, I'll just show you this. This is my book. Oh, here's, this, what I'm stitching on is a half of I think it's a napkin. And I stitched to the back some of this flour sack towel. Yes, Mitzi, just give me a minute. This is the other half of the napkin. Isn't that so pretty? I love this. And I think this is machine embroidery, but I want to do that. It won't be that tiny, and I think I can figure out how I can figure it out. This is my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. There's my tag. I did this in a video. This is the same artist, Elizabetta. And then I did this in a video. And this I did off camera these are different This is a whipped chain stitch. That's dimensional embroidery. And this is a split back stitch. That's a heart stitch. This is a stem stitch, and this is couching. You can see I used white thread, but if I used the same color, one strand of the same color floss, it wouldn't show. And here I did 2 little French knots and a V to see if that would look like a heart. I don't think it really does. This is my reindeer, and I'm using the threads. These are from Sherry Iris. They're just lovely. They're a wool silk blend, and they're all hand dyed, so they're very gently variegated. I'm loving them. This is not a pattern of hers. I got this from I got the drawing from a coloring book. And this is my Christmas tree, which we're going to do. I'll work on this in a different video, but we're going to do that soon. And this is the one that I started with you guys. And I don't know yet where I'm going with it. I have a few other things. I'm going through my box and deciding what's going to go in this now and what's going to leave, because I changed my mind about the Christmas green and red. I love this green. I think I had a piece that was just a bias cut piece, and I may have used it all on this. And most of my fabric is old, vintage they call it now. So there's that. I'm going to finish this, and then I'll come back and do beads, because someone asked me to ask what size beads I used and all that. And I don't always do beading on camera, but I thought I would this time because somebody asked. So I'll be back. It'll be just a second for you. I forgot I wanted to show you another stitch. This one is a fly stitch leaf. So here's the shape of the leaf that I want to, and I have to remember that I'm not going to quite follow that. All right, I'm going to come up here on the left-hand side of the leaf, and then I'm going to hold this here, and I'm going to go back down right about the same point on the right-hand side, and then I'm going to come up right at the tip of that stitch there, right there. Pull the thread this way, and then anchor that down there. Then, let me get my glasses. Oh, I forgot them over there. All right. I guess we'll do this blind. All right, I'm going to come up on this side. Hold the thread up there. Down on this side. And then I'm going to come up right at the top of that last stitch and pull this direction and then anchor it. Again, up here. Down on the other side. And then up again right at the top. And pull this direction and back down. Now I thought I would also show you the little hearts right there. Isn't that adorable? Those are leaves. So I may have to, and I wanted to show you those too. I have to get my thread. That's a really skinny little leaf. That's fine. I'm gonna get some thread and I'll show you that one. Okay, this color is 869. And these are, this is what she calls them. I don't know what that means. I suppose I could look it up. I'm going to start here at the outside edge. These are stitched very similar to the buttonhole wheel. So I start at the outside edge and then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to stab stitch this. That was the whole point, right? I open my loop up. I'm going to come up inside the loop, right about there, and then pull this direction. Then I'm going to go back down about the same spot. And then again, I'm going to come up. I'm going to leave that loop open. I'm going to come up just one thread away and go through there. Pull this direction. And then again, I'm going to go down in the same spot. Come up right about there. I'm following this line, trying to not have too many gaps. I mean, I don't want the gaps to be too big. Then down in the same spot and up here. Pull this direction. Now you may ask, why am I using a hoop today? I don't normally use a hoop. I found with the tiny stitches, it's really hard to come out and back up right there, like that. It's just a little hard to do, and it seemed to be easier to do the stab stitching method. And for the stab stitching method, a hoop is good. Plus, I wanted to show you, if you're a stab stitcher, or if you want to try to be a stab stitcher, the stitches I think are done just a little bit different. Going back in that same hole every time. And then I'm trying to follow my line, but I'm a little bit off. And that's okay. I want it nice and dense. And it's also dense on the back of the fabric, which makes it hard to, makes it hard to, it's dense on the back of the fabric, which makes it hard to scoop stitch. I keep trying to put it right under my nose. All right, here I'm at the tip. There we go. Now I'm not going to do anything differently. I'm just going to go still in that same spot and up next to, right up next to that stitch. Pulling this direction. Then the flowers that go with this one are, see here, they're detached chain stitch, 2 or 3 in, little clusters. Then I think I showed you everything except the rose. I'm not going to show you the rose because I'm having a bit of a hard time with it. Here's the rose. It's bullion knot stitches, and I'm having a bit of a hard time with them because they're very tiny. I don't normally sew this tiny, but I am loving the effect. So the other thing that's left is these burp, burp, burr. I haven't said that all day, and I was going to try to not say it, but I'm sorry, you guys. I can't help myself. I was reading my transcript the other day. I don't really want to do that. But I noticed that they spelled Cher with an S, and I had to change that because that's not my name. Okay, there's the rest of that leaf. You just go down to the back to tack down that last stitch. Then the thing that's left are these. This is just a fly stitch with some bullion knots, and I think I'm going to do the fly stitch just one stitch, one stitch, one stitch. You know what I'm saying? Just straight stitches. That's how I did this one. That's just a straight stitch there and a straight stitch there and a straight stitch. I was watching Jennifer Clouston, and that's how she does fly stitches. So there you go. So I have that to do. And then there's forget-me-nots, which are just little French knots or colonial knots. I do colonial knots because that's what I like to do. The rose is done in these colors. And then this, I looked that up and I was like, what in the heck is that? It's Queen Anne's lace or cow parsley or, you know, this. Can't pronounce it. And then those are the colors. These are Lucia's colors. You can find this lively book on her website. I think I said that already, but it have to repeat it again. So I'm going to do those stitches and then I'll come back for the beading. I'm liking this so far. I'm liking it. Well, it's been a whole day. Well, half a day actually. And I just had to, well, she was sitting here very interested in what I was doing. But now she's just wants to look up. And there's her water. And here's my tea. And here's my beads. All right, here we are. I know I've said this before in a video, but maybe not in this one. There's a lady named Suzanne. Susan? Sue. Anyway, she lives in Canada. And if you go to my community page, if you go to your mobile phone app and look at the community page, she posted a wonderful photo of something that she did that I thought was very cool. Anyway, Susan asked me if I would show beads because she liked the beads in something else that I did. So I'm going to show you a few of my, I have these ones out. These are my favorite beads. These are, oh, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. It's right here. These white ones, believe it or not, I have gone through an entire package of these white beads. Not like in a couple years, like a lifetime. And I don't think I have this many, but I'll use a lot of these. These are 11-0 seed beads. And most of the ones that I have are 11-0. And see how tiny they are? I have a number 10 milliner's needle. Whoa! Number 10 straw milliner's needle. And Nemo beading thread. And because she asked me, I had to look it up. It's a size B. It's very thin. It's very strong. I think it's nylon. I don't know for sure, but I bought this on Amazon. I got black, I got white, and I got gray. And my gray is almost gone because that's what I use the most. These beads I think came from I think these were from Hobby Lobby. You can also get beads. Michael's has a huge selection. Joann's used to have a very nice selection, but they're gone now. And these are my other favorite ones. They're sort of a bronze. I don't think I'm going to use those today. Those are also size 11. And these are size 12. You can see they're just a teeny bit larger. I don't know how well you can see, but these are some of my other favorite beads. These are, I'm sure you can see this, these are a lot larger. I don't use those much. These I use like for the centers of flowers sometimes. And then I found these. I don't remember where I found these. I'm sorry. They're matte. I may have gotten these at Joann's. They're matte finish, and I actually really like them. Let me just open this up so you can. And there's a few, you know, other green beads in there because I tend to do that. Today I'm going to use a few of these, perhaps. And when these are gone, I don't know where to get them again, which is sort of sad. But those go nicely. And these are also some of my favorite ones. They're like purple, pink. You know, I like those. Those won't go. And then these are, I love this color. Doesn't go with much. But then I have these, which I think might be a 10, size 10 bead. Those, the shiny ones in there. I can't get my needle through them. The number 10 needle won't go through them. I do have a beading needle, which is a bit smaller than this number 10. I don't like it. I don't like to use it. It's really hard to thread the needle. Oh, and these are some others that I got that thought were really cool. They came in the package. They're all different colors. They're the same color, but they're, you know, you see. All right, well, we're going to use these and these. Now, sometimes you can take your beads and just lay them out there and see, you know, you can kind of see if you're going to like them. You can't really put them where they ought to go because, you know, they wobble around. So I'm going to put a few on camera, but it's rather tedious. I'm consuming. So, and I don't know where I'm going to put them. Oh, on this design, she said that the last thing that you do is add baby's breath with an ecru thread. And I didn't do that because I'm going to put beads in instead. She says it, you know, softens it. Okay, so I put one bead on. I'm going to go through to the back. And then, this is the tedious part. I'm going to do 2 stitches. behind that. And what that does is it sort of tightens the bead down to make sure that it stays sort of flush. And then I'm going to move, let's go over here and put a pink one there. Just go back in nearby where it came out. And then make sure this doesn't happen before you turn to the back. You want to make sure that you don't have any flying threads. And then again, 2 stitches in the back. And then let's go here. Let's do another pink one. And as far as placement goes, there's no magic, what do you call it? There's no magic formula or anything. It's totally whatever your artist brain says. I think I'm going to put in a bunch of pink ones first and then look and see. Okay. I am not going to do much of this on camera because, like I said, it's tedious. I don't really have a lot to talk about today. And I want to. I'm sort of cleaning and I'm organizing. I told you guys earlier, it's one of my hobbies is organizing my craft crap. And it's not something that I do often, but sometimes I enjoy it, and it is a bit of a hobby. I don't always enjoy it, and often, like right now, I'm sorting through a box, huge box of fabric, and they are scraps that I might throw away, and they are larger scraps. But I decided I'm going to go through all of it. I'm pulling out little threads, throwing away little threads that get in there. And I'll probably have to decide what to get rid of and if I should just throw it away or give it away. Or I saw someone who, because when I do something, I just go to YouTube and I watch YouTube videos. There's a lady, I watched this video, and she has a dog bed bag. She gets like a pillowcase, and she puts, now I'm going to put one of these right on top of this flower because I think that will be pretty. And I'm going to use a white one because the other one might disappear. Anyway, she said she fills a pillowcase for a dog bed. Well, I don't have a dog, and I don't think my cat would like cat bed, but I could fill a pillowcase and either donate or post on Facebook Marketplace. Got rid of a bunch of yarn on the Facebook Marketplace. Let's put one of these pink ones right here. And the ladies who came and got the yarn, because I just gave it away to them, I had a ton of yarn and lots of. I've been crocheting for years, and I used to take my little leftover pieces and I would just crochet granny squares or something, some small thing. And then when it came time to sew them together, I realized I don't really like sewing crocheted items together. Does not bring me joy. So I gave those all away with all my, all the leftover bits. And I had a yarn winder and I had knitting needles. And I got rid of basically everything but one box. Because I think I had like 6 boxes of crochet stuff. And I realized that when I want to make a project, I go and buy more yarn, go buy new yarn. And I had this project that I was going to make that's called a Color Riot blanket. If you crochet and you have little leftover pieces, do a Google search for the Color Riot blanket. There's a free pattern, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. I made like 2 or 3 blocks using that pattern, and I thought it was really cool. Then I think my second or third one, she says in there that you don't have to sew in the ends, but you kind of do. I realized I was not having fun. It was not fun for me to sew in all those ends. And spark joy and all that. All right. I'm going to finish this off camera. And I'm afraid I have more than an hour already. But we'll see. And I'll put it at the end of the video. All right, here it is. I'll do some close-up photos to add, but I thought that I would also come on here and show you, because of course somebody's going to ask me about it. This before I put it in the hoop, I wanted to do this so that I didn't have all this flapping around, but I just rolled that up and sort of sewed it down so that it wouldn't be flapping around when I stitch. Now, this might be the cover of my Christmas journal, or it might be, and might end up being really thick, you see? But I have enough room with this hanky so that it can grow. So there it is, a C for Christmas, C for Cher. Yeah, because if it doesn't work for my Christmas journal, CJ are my initials also. It's just stupid. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.